Before we get started,
there's 3 constants that I need you to be aware of in this video. With that, let's begin.
Alright then, on with the show.
Number 5, the Kabuki Warriors versus Damage CTRL. Right now, Bayley is going in and out of the doghouse with the group, but by Wrestlemania, she's gonna get kicked out by the Kabuki Warriors. On a SmackDown episode on a Hello Ding Dong segment, Bayley is getting beaten up. Sasha makes a return to help. She fights them off and they retreat. The next SmackDown episode, throughout the night, Dakota then has to make a choice on who does she want to join, Io or Bayley's team. She ends up choosing Bayley as she was aware of how Bayley was treated by Io before they kicked her out, and she no longer couldn't stand that. Now, I have a second variation of that. Bayley brings out Sasha during a Hello Ding Dong segment episode. Everyone is expecting this is when the turn happens, but instead, Sasha joins the group. In Bayley's promo, she says, "We've been going on a winning streak recently. Io, you was the first to put Nikki Cross on a losing streak. Kairi saying you are another member to continue Nikki's losing streak. And I just think we can get stronger." That's when Bayley brings out Sasha and she says this was her plan all along. Asuka and Kairi was unplanned, but it just made the group even stronger. So this is the final form of Damage CTRL. I can see WWE media spreading this online, where you see all 6 women together in a photo, and the caption is, "Damage CTRL is in its final form." But that wouldn't last long when the Warriors turned on DC, as that was the final straw for them. Bringing in another person into the group they weren't told about? Ouch. Then we get that 3-on-3. Now, who wins this match is Damage CTRL, as the title won't be on the line. I don't really like this option, as I want the title on the line. Right after their victory, I'm having Dakota turn on Bayley and Sasha, as she had her own reasons to join them. She didn't join them for them. Number 4, Io defends the title in a singles match. Io versus Asuka. A few months ago, I did make a match card in where those two fought in a 30-minute Iron Women match. If this was to happen, I'm still having Io win the match. B, Io versus Kairi Sane. I don't have much to say for this one other than I'm actually having Kairi win the match. You get a new women's champion. Plus, there's rumors going around that Kairi is getting a push in 2024. I really like Kairi's new vibe that she's been given since her return. I've gotten like assassin vibes, and I think it would work well with her as champion. C, Io versus Dakota Kai. Now, while this match is going on, I'm having the Kabuki Warriors, who are the women's tag team champions, which means Kaden Carter and Katana Chance only had them for a short time, take on the Boss and Hug Connection. It doesn't matter who wins that tag team match. What does matter is that Dakota is winning the title. If Sasha doesn't return, the Warriors and Bayley will be in their corners. Io versus Sasha Banks / anyone. I would be totally shocked if Io wrestles anyone not from Damage CTRL. Bianca Belair is now on the table since Charlotte got hurt. D, Io versus Bayley. Now, lots of people think this is where the story, and in some ways I agree, is going. You can see them turn on Bayley before the Rumble, and with that, she goes on to win the match, or they turn on her after the Rumble, as she came close to winning the Royal Rumble. Bayley would then win the Chamber to face Io at Wrestlemania. Whether it's before or after the Rumble, Dakota will be revealed as the mastermind as to why they turned on Bayley. I'm going to throw this out there as well. Dakota could remain on Bayley's side, but I don't think that would be the right outcome. If Sasha Banks returns, she's in Bayley's corner. If she doesn't, well, she's all by herself. Who wins the match? It's Io, of course. I know some people gonna be mad at that, but Bayley's job, not only as a character but real life too, as she wants to put other people over, and if Bayley wins the title, that null voids of why she made the group in the first place. That's why I give her a victory in the 6 women tag team match, as she doesn't need the title. Well, not yet anyway. But if Bayley did win, I'm not going to be mad at it, because whoever the next champion is after Io should be somebody from DC. Number 3, a fatal 5-way match. I've seen some people say a fatal 4-way because Dakota is hurt, but Dakota will be ready by WrestleMania 40 to wrestle in any of these options. If Sasha returns, I would make it a 6-pack challenge, elimination style. Bayley brings back Sasha thinking they will join forces, but Sasha turns on her, which would shock the people. However, let's stick with the current 5. The match would be a championship scrambled match, as I really do miss this match. Instead of them coming out one at a time, they're all going to start in the ring. And who wins the match? Well, whether it's a 4, 5, 6-person match, it's Asuka. I gotta give her a win somewhere. Plus, I wish her title reign was longer before, so it's gonna change this time around. Number 2, a Damage CTRL triple threat match. Dakota Kai versus Io Shirai versus Bayley. So going back to the Io versus Bayley option, the only thing I want to add on is I will have Bayley not only find out Dakota is the mastermind, but how Dakota is planning to turn on Io as well. She even plans to attack Asuka and Kairi to put them out of action. Bayley catches Dakota talking about her plan to herself. She records this and shows this to the Kabuki Warriors. The Kabuki Warriors, then they turn on Dakota. Who wins the match? Io Sky. While this match is happening, the Kabuki Warriors are going after the tag team titles, which I talked about in my Nikki Cross video. The Warriors would win the match. That way, all 3 Japanese ladies walk out Wrestlemania with all the gold. The group will also get bigger with other Japanese wrestlers joining the group, as it's been rumored Triple H wants to do that. Now, I know Bayley said at the Fastlane press conference that this is a WrestleMania worthy match.
I think that would be a dream match of mine too. I mean, they're 2 of my best friends, 2 of the greatest ever in my opinion, and that's why we've come together and taken over the WWE and the women's division. So to me, that would be such an honor, such a dream, and that sounds like a WrestleMania match to me.
But I don't want it here. I'm saving that for down the road. And number 1, the one I want the most, the one I need, the one I think the story could reach its full potential. It's the Kabuki Warriors triple threat match. Asuka versus Io Shirai versus Kairi Sane. When Asuka faced Io on that SmackDown episode, I said this match right here can top that. Why is that? Because I will have these ladies work like they are in Japan, meaning I will have them be very stiff to one another. I want them to use moves that haven't been seen in WWE, like Io's Moonstop. That would be sick. Or those multiple German suplexes she does over and over. 2. Asuka doing this spinning move, or Kairi jumps on someone's back while the other is holding the person up. Now, while they are a little bit more stiff in the ring, they are still working that WWE style, since I know management would want those 3 ladies to work safe. The match is 50% Japan and 50% WWE style. Now you're probably wondering, Giovanni, how exactly do we get this match? Well, I'm going to tell you, my fellow watcher. So as before, right now, Bayley is going in and out of the doghouse with the group. But starting in January, tidbits are being shown. Asuka and Kairi are having plans of their own. Eventually, they turn on Io. There's a double pinfall in the Elimination Chamber match with Asuka and Kairi, or double elimination in the Royal Rumble. Kairi has stated the reason she came back it's because she liked how Triple H was booking Io. So storyline wise, she thought to herself, okay, I'm gonna come back, join Io, but my secret goal is to take that title from her. Asuka, knowing Kairi, did the same thing. Oh, you want to join her and try to take her title? Well, I'm gonna do the same thing. Io is heartbroken, which makes her more angrier and blames Bayley for this. But Bayley has stood by her side all this time, taking in her rude crap since Crown Jewel. She laughs at her pain. Dakota is playing peacemaker, trying to have her fellow sisters reunite. This is going to be similar to what Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were going through, with Kevin wanted nothing to do with Sami. Each week of March, the fans are chanting, "Hug it out, hug it out," with Bayley and Io wanting them to reunite. On the last SmackDown before WrestleMania 40, Asuka and Kairi are beating down Bayley and Dakota. They look like they're about to beat each other up, but they say, let's save it for the pay-per-view. The fans are chanting, Io, Io. They're just waiting for her to come out. And just when you think she is not coming out, that's when the music drops. She runs down to the ring. She gets on the ropes, does her moonsault kick, gets a couple hits to the face, and then Asuka and Kairi retreat. This is when we get the big moment. Dakota is in the top right-hand corner of the ring. The fans are chanting, hug it out, and after some hesitation, they hug it out, but the crowd going wild. Yeah! Dakota then joins in on the hug as well. Now, I know a lot of people's predictions is that Bayley will turn face in 2024, which I agree with, but I'm gonna have Damage CTRL as a whole turn face.
What a twist!
People already love the group, so why not? It would be fresh, and they could stay together much longer. On night 2, in the co-main event, right before Roman Reigns takes on Cody Rhodes or The Rock, Io talks to Bayley about how she doesn't want her to go out there, which Bayley agrees to. And there's a ref bump spot in the match where we think Bayley is coming out. There's a camera pointed at the stage, and we're thinking, oh, Bayley's about to come out and disregard what she said. But she doesn't. And then eventually, Io picks up the win and retains the title. It's only after the match, Bayley, along with Dakota, come out to celebrate with Io. On night 1, Bayley and Dakota had won the tag team titles. DC's WrestleMania 40 ends with all 3 ladies walking out WrestleMania with all the gold. Now tell me y'all wouldn't want to see that. After WrestleMania 40, when the WWE draft comes, I'm moving the group to Raw, which means the Women's World Champion is moving to SmackDown. Who will be Liv Morgan? Stay tuned as I'm doing a video on how I will book Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan at WrestleMania 40. As for Asuka and Kairi, I'm having both stay on SmackDown, and they either could become a tag team again, or what I prefer, a singles run. Let's get Kairi on a winning streak. I would then do the Damage CTRL triple threat match at SummerSlam because it would be ironic. Don't you think? The group debuted at SummerSlam 2022, then Io won the title at 2023. I would then have Dakota win the title at SummerSlam 2024, and then 2025. While the group has disbanded by this point and all 3 ladies are on a singles run, Bayley would finally win the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley, right before a match, will come face to face with Io and Dakota, and they say, go out there and win the championship. Then she does after 4 long years. In terms of the build to the match, once again, Dakota is the mastermind. She would be jealous of the other 2. There's been multiple times where people have thought Bayley was going to turn on Io because she would be jealous, but I'm giving that story to Dakota. In a promo, she will talk about how people always looked at her as the third wheel. On top of that, she reveals her turn was supposed to happen earlier, but Asuka and Kairi messed that up. So she had to pretend like she cared about reuniting the other 2. Io in her promo will say, when Bayley told me that I was going to be in a team with you, I was really hesitant because you have a travesty on turning on people. Plus, what we went through in NXT. But I was willing to give you a chance, and it worked out. We became friends and hung out. But to find out that even since the beginning of the group's formation, that your plan was to take the title and pretend to be my friend, I can't believe I ever trusted you. Io would be the tweener, Bayley would be the face, and Dakota would be the heel. At the pay-per-view, they have a banger of a match, and you know who wins. Now, with that is the end of the video. Now, let me know in the comment section, which Damage CTRL match do you want to see? Do you want Sasha to return and join the story? Let me know. But with that being said, get your fingers up and say it with me. Bye.